Okay, so you just got your makeup. Now what? Well, I'm going to show you. We're going to go step by step of what you would do when you get your makeup. You unpocket it, and then you're going to place it in your compact. You're going to open it up and place it in a similar pattern like this. It's going to be, this is my, most of the time I will suggest 2 highlight shades. I have 3 here because I'm currently mixing these 2 since I'm in between my summer and my winter main shade. But you will have your 2 shades. So I will put in your first shade right here on the right hand side, second shade, your brightener shade right underneath it. On the other side, you're going to put the contour across from your main shade, and then underneath it, you're going to put your bronzer. I have 2 bronzers in my compact because my brush that I use is big and I like to swirl amongst 2. I'm going to suggest, if you got Color Matched by me, more than likely I suggested to you the Hack Stack or the Mini Double Decker to start out with. This I'm currently holding as the Mini Double Decker, so it comes free with 10 tins. And so on your bottom layer, you're either going to stick your blush on your top layer or you can put it on your bottom layer. Mine didn't fit on my top layer, so I put it on my bottom. This is my perfume, my illuminator, and this is my eyebrow color. It's just one of our eyeshadow shades. I didn't go ahead and do eyeshadows in here because I'm going to show you how you can actually use your cream for an eyeshadow look. So if you got Colored Matched with me, I more than likely suggested 3 different kinds of brushes for you as well. The Detail Hack brush, the Buffy brush, and the Blush and Bronzer brush. These are the 3 brushes we're going to be using today. And Stay Spray, as well as a Perfector sponge. So if those are the items that came in your kit, then that's what we're going to be using today. If you did not get all of those items, that's totally okay too. I'm going to talk about how you can do certain things with 1 or 2 brushes. Okay, so step 1 is we are going to contour our face. This means we are going to shadow our face in our place where our face is naturally shadowed. If you look at my face right here, you can already see a natural shadow right here, okay? So that's where our cheek shadowing would be. I want to go underneath my jawline because as you can see, there's already a shadowing here. And then I'm going to go right up on my upper forehead line because this is where you get the most sun, so of course it's going to be a different color than the center of your face. All the creams blend together, so please do not worry. I promise you, we will make sure they blend out and you'll look amazing. So first things first, I'm going to take my Detail Hack brush, and I'm actually going to go in with the larger end of my Detail Hack brush to my contour shade, okay? And I'm going to lightly place it right here up on the top portion of my forehead, okay? And I'm just kind of making a rainbowy M pattern right here. The reason I'm doing that is because it's going to make it so that it blends really nicely with my highlight shade. Okay, you see that natural progression with that contour right there? Next, I'm gonna go in underneath my jawline. Now remember, you don't wanna go on your jawline, you'd give yourself a 5 o'clock shadow. We wanna go underneath our jawline. So right here, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm just lightly tapping in here like this so that there's barely any on my brush, okay? This product with creams goes a long way. So the less product, the better, and the better of a look you're going to get, okay? Little means more. Okay, next we are going to go in with our contour on our cheeks. Now here is where it gets tricky. You do not want to go too low, okay? Because that's going to drag your cheek down. We are wanting to lift and heighten our cheekbones. So I'm going to take my contour shade again with the larger side, and I'm kind of just going to stipple it on right above so that the bottom line of where that contour is right where the shadow is. So I'm going more right underneath my cheekbone, but right here, okay? And you don't want to drag it too close into your mouth. But it's okay. This makeup is incredibly forgiving, so if you mess up, I promise we can fix it without having to redo anything. Same thing on the other side. I'm brushing up, creating that shadow on both sides. All right? Now next we are going to go in with our highlight shade. This is our main highlight color. Like I said, in the summertime I'm this color, in the wintertime I'm this color, but right now I'm kind of a mix between these two. So I'm just going to mix the two together, just like that, just dabbing in both. So it's on the larger end of the Buffy brush, okay? And I'm gonna place it everywhere that I did not place contour. And yes, it goes right on top of your eyelids like a concealer, okay? It is perfect for that. And again, nothing's blended, so I'm just placing and we can blend out later. So don't stress about being able to see it or it looking messy, okay? So right here around my mouth, and this is my favorite part. I'm actually gonna go right underneath this line right here, right on my jawline, and drag it down. This gives me a really nice, sharp contrast between my contour and my main highlight shade. Same thing on this side. Okay, so that is all applied. Next step is going to be blending these together. Okay, so I'm gonna take the blush and bronzer brush. This is my favorite blush for blending. I'm gonna take the smaller side and I'm just gonna go in circular motions between that contour and that main highlight shade and blend the two together. This gives me a really nice, flawless look, but gives you more of like an airbrush type finish, okay? Go all the way around. I go in all the places where my highlight is first, and then I kind of brush it down or up into my contour as I go. So, like for instance, on my cheeks right here, I don't want to drag that contour down or eliminate that contour, so make sure that I'm brushing upwards with my highlight shade to blend the two together, not down. Okay. All right, look at that. That's a really good base. You can even go in, we'll do this at the very end, but you can even go in with this Perfector sponge and only dab. Do not swipe on your face, okay? You will remove product if you're swiping. Dabbing presses the product into your skin and really, really blends out those fine lines to give you a super natural second skin appearance. Okay, believe it or not, we're almost done. Like, that's how quick this is. You're gonna go in with your small end of your Buffy brush, and now we are going to do what our highlighter shade is. So this is our brightener shade is what I would have matched you as, okay? So for me, that is the color White Peach right now. And I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna place it in a little triangle formation underneath my eyes, okay? Right here, make sure you don't have too much product. You definitely don't wanna add too much product to this position on your face, or you're going to see wrinkles and gathering of product, and that's not good. So I'm going to go again right in the triangle center portion of my forehead and kind of fan it out like that, down the center of my nose, and a dab right here in the center of my chin. As you can tell, that order brings so much brightness to the center of my face, okay? You're drawing people in to this section of your face. I'm going to take the Perfector sponge and I'm just going to press this product in. Super easy, just like that, okay? Next step is, I don't usually contour my nose, but I want to show you if you want to make your nose slimmer, what you would do. I would place it on at this point in your process, just because then you're going to find that your contour like doesn't blend into your main highlight shade, and you're just going to go on either side of your nose just like this, okay? And really just draw down that contour line. And it's going to give your nose a nice slim appearance. And again, with the Perfector sponge to blend it out so it looks super, super natural. Okay, see how that just drew my nose straight in the center? All right, we are almost done. So next step is I'm going to go to the bottom side of my compact and I'm going to go to my blush color. This is my lip and cheek color, but I'm also going to use it a little bit on my eyes. So this is the color Sandstone. Use the tiniest bit. Can you see how little bit is on my brush? Okay, this is very, very, very important because our blushes are incredibly pigmented. You do not need much, and you're just gonna go right here on the apples of your cheeks, okay? and blend it out, and it's just gonna blend in smoothly with everything else. Right here on the apples of your cheeks. Blend that out. You can even take some and stick it right here on your eyelids, which really gives a really pretty glow to your eyes without having to add eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in really quick. This is the Detail Hack brush, just the smaller end, and it just blended out that kind of like blush color on my eyelids. All right, so from there, we are just about done. Next thing before we finish up is going to be applying our Stay Spray. This is the Stay Spray. Now you're gonna wanna give a generous spritz all over your face. So it's going to feel fairly wet, but don't worry. That means it's going to work really well for you throughout the afternoon and keep your makeup in place all day long. At this point, if you need to do your eyebrows, which I do, you would do this. So this is the Hotline brush, and it's the tighter end of the Hotline brush. I'm just putting a tiniest dab, just like that, of the Hotline brush on my brow, and I go over and do brows. First, I line them, just like this, okay? And then I take that same product and move it around that's on my brow so I don't have a hard line, and fill them in just like so. And you can tell the difference that it makes on your face. It lifts, it definitely defines your face so that it's not sloppy looking. So I do the same thing with the other side, very tiny amount. Notice how I'm not dipping back into my product. I'm using the same product that remains on my brush to do this, because the last thing you want it to look like is like you drew on your brows. You just want to shadow them and give them some more dimension. Flip my brush over, fan it out with the spoolie, and just like that, your brows are done. Okay, that was in this. All right, now my face at this point is pretty much dry. So you can go in with a setting powder at this point if you really like that matte satin finish. I don't. I like kind of a very glowy look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my illuminator, which is this color right here. This is Georgia, and I'm using my Perfector sponge to apply it. I put a tiny bit amount right on it, okay? Flip my Perfector sponge over and press it in right here on the sides of my cheeks, right where the light kind of catches the side of your face, okay? This gives you a really, really pretty light look. I like to go down my nose with it so that the light also hits there in the center of my chin, okay? You can also take this and you can go right underneath your brow bone with it as well, and it really highlights that brow bone section to give you a really nice highlighted brow and brow lifted look. All right, last but not least, we just go in with our lips, which is this same color right here, which is my blush color. And I'm using the color Sandstone today. And I like to use my finger to apply it. And maybe a tiny bit of this illuminator in the center of each lip. Right there where your pout is. And that's it. That's done. So that was every single thing that I would highly suggest to you. Again, like I said, we have tons of amazing eyeshadows. If eyeshadow is your jam, you can always fill your compact with eyeshadow instead of getting like a brow color, or instead of getting an extra highlight shade, or instead of getting bronzer. I did not put on bronzer today, but if you were to put on bronzer, you would take your bronzer, blush and bronzer brush, you'd swirl it in the two bronzers, and you'd kind of just apply it all the sections of your face that you would naturally get sun, okay? And like I said, This makeup is so forgiving that you can even apply it after you've forgotten to apply it. And that's what I love. Play around with it. You don't want to put bronzer everywhere, just on the places that you would like naturally get sunburn, but it gives you a little bit of a healthy glow. So that was it. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I love to see your first time applications. I love to chat with my customers. So I hope you're loving your new makeup and having so much fun with your one compact look. Good luck.